Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Health Life 360. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM. Today, the focus of topic is gifting our children and grandchildren with life insurance. So let us begin with the feature presentation. Gifting children with term or whole life insurance. This is brought to you by Health Life 360. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM along with my senior partner Sudhir Mathuria. So let us continue with the presentation. We can talk about life insurance for children under age 18 as early as newborn all the way to children in their 40s and 50s. So they're going to be two different categories. So we'll focus on the first part, which is children under 18. And here are some of the insurance companies which are known for writing policies for children under 18, namely Mutual of Omaha, Gerber Life, which is very popular one, State Farm, Forrester Financial, Thrivent, and Global Life Insurance. And if you look at the chart of how these companies perform and what kind of insurance coverage they provide, it looks like it's a very nominal coverage for newborn children, and it ranges from $20,000 to $75,000. But with the Gerber life insurance policy, the insurance can be doubled at age 18, and the premiums are very reasonable for this coverage, and most of these coverages can be changed into a regular policy at age 18. Okay, now let's talk about a 35-year-old grandson or a granddaughter who is just starting a new family and has got two jobs, has two kids, and how can you gift them with the best gift for their lifetime? And that is to think about providing them with some kind of financial security in case something happens. The best way to provide financial security is to pay for their life insurance, be it term insurance or whole life insurance. We're going to talk about the differences between these two. But more importantly, if they don't have insurance because you as a matured person have gone through all these cycles, so you know what is best for them. In addition to that, by paying the premium, you're able to distribute part of your estate to your grandchildren. You may have multiple grandchildren. As a result, you reduce your estate, and if you have a large estate, you reduce your estate tax. Number two, they don't have to pay after-tax dollars to get their life insurance. Now, let's take, for example, a term life insurance for $1 million. And here it is broken down into the top 6 or 8 companies, and it is based upon the premium for years 20, 30, 40 or 50 year age, and a premium fixed for 30 years. So if you're talking about a 30-year-old young adult in your family with a spouse and 2 children, and the best gift you can give to them is $1 million insurance for approximately $500 at age 30. And that will cover them up to age 60. And this is a very, very critical period for a young family between age 30 and 50, because this is when they have maximum liability in terms of bringing up 3 kids, sending them to college, or 2 kids, and in terms of meeting the home mortgage obligations and property taxes, among other expenses. So if something were to happen, if you have $1 million insurance, that would adequately cover the kids' education, their college, and it will cover the entire mortgage. As a result, the surviving spouse will have a much easier time dealing with the realities of bringing up a child as a single parent, let alone worry about the finances. And as I said, the premiums are exceedingly, minute compared to the security and the benefit you're going to get at age 30 by having $1 million insurance for approximately $500 to $550. But if the person is 40 years old, it almost jumps to like $900 or $1,000, almost double. And when you get to the age 50, then it is almost 5 times or 4 times bigger than what it is at age 30. So think about these factors, because this is where we do all the research, we bring all the data, and we select the companies with A or A plus or A2 plus, so that you get the best insurance policy possible and have the security of knowing that you're dealing with a very good insurance company and you are financially secure. So let's move on, and here are some of the policies that are given by the US World News. And of course, these are policies for age 35, 45, 55, 65. This is for $1 million, but it's for 20 years. And that's the key part. But the one I showed you earlier was for 30-year fixed rate. So if you are like 30 years old, if you get 20 years, but 20 years is not going to be enough, because that will just put you into age 55 when you are going to face the maximum financial stress, and that's why you need to have a 30-year fixed rate if you can get one. And similarly, we have here life insurance for so let us talk about whole life insurance, which is a totally different basket of life insurance altogether, because there are so many different aspects about life insurance which makes it more attractive in the long term. But I would have to tell you, if I were to advise a young family with 2 kids, they're going to need 2 kinds of insurance. They're going to need $1 million term insurance to cover for all these financial expenses and challenges that the remaining spouse is going to face. And number 2, you need to have a second policy, which is a whole life insurance, maybe not for $1 million, maybe for $500,000 or even $250,000, because that policy is going to accumulate cash. It is going to accumulate tax deferred cash, which can be taken as a loan, which is not going to be taxed, and it can also be used as a supplement for retirement. So there are a lot of benefits. It can be used for college and many other things. That's why we need to look at whole life insurance also, in addition to a fixed term insurance for 30 years that covers all kinds of emergencies. But for the rainy days during the retirement years, it doesn't hurt to have some extra cash. It doesn't hurt to have some supplemental income along with your retirement and Social Security. And believe me, it will come in handy, because our expenses are going up, the cost of living is going up. So no matter what calculation we use, we are always going to be on the short end of meeting our financial requirements. Okay, the whole life is one where you just make 10, 15, 20 fixed premiums for the policy, and then you don't have to pay anything after that. After that, the policy itself generates dividends, which can be 3 to 4%, which pays for the policy for the remainder of the policy span, which could be 100 years or 120 years. But at age 100 years, you get the entire face value of the policy as a cash, and this insurance is guaranteed for life. A whole life insurance is an important aspect of everybody's life. It should be, because we don't know what our health condition is going to be. And if we are having any medical issues, or if we have family history of medical history, then I think it makes sense to have whole life insurance, because later on, if you develop diabetes or any type of other kidney problems or heart disease, then you may not be able to find any insurance whatsoever. That's why when you're young, when you're healthy, that's the time when you want to get at least some whole insurance, which will provide you money for the rainy days, for the unexpected expenses, for things that we don't expect to see in life. And also the premiums are lowest when you are at a younger age. Okay, in summary, whole life insurance is for the entire duration of the life. You can get tax deferred cash accumulation. You have guaranteed death benefit. Then you can take out tax-free cash loans for emergencies, and it can also be supplemented for paying your home mortgage. It can be used for college educational expenses for kids. It can be used as a supplemental income for your retirement, or it could be used as an emergency fund whenever you need it. Anyway, so let us continue with this. As I said, there are multiple riders available with the whole life insurance, which makes it exceedingly attractive because you have what is known as the policy purchase option, which is you can add more value to your whole life insurance at set intervals without having to undergo a medical examination. And that is a great advantage because at age 40, if you develop certain medical condition, you can still increase your coverage from, say, for $500,000 all the way up to $1 million by the policy purchase option rider. Let's keep that in mind. Here is something where your policy can grow at various ages depending upon your needs if you have the policy rider included in your policy. And this is how you can have a stepwise 9 to 10 stepwise increase in your policy. You may start off with like $200,000 policy. It can go up to $1 million over the duration of the policy if you have the policy purchase option rider built into the whole life insurance. And in addition to that, it also provides a whole lot of benefits. It's guaranteed death benefit. Premium is guaranteed. Your cash value grows at tax deferred rate. And it can be, you can have tax-free withdrawal as a loan. And you have an income which is tax-free when your family receives after your death. So here are some of the companies which are very highly rated by Investopedia for whole life insurance, namely the Protective Life, Transamerica, Northwestern, State Farm, AIG, Mutual of Omaha. But it is exceedingly complex to navigate through each one of these companies, enter all your information, and they want to bombard you with emails and phone calls and all these things. That's where we come into the picture and try to find through our search engines which one best suits your needs, and then tailor make the policies by adding any type of riders that may be necessary in your case so the policy fits your requirements. And here are some of the best life insurance for young adults. And the number of A+ they have, and the same companies which are listed here. The main thing is, and some best insurance companies overall for term and whole life insurance. You get the idea, and these are all ratings from US News and also from reputable companies, which you can just take a look at it. But the key is for us to do all this homework, find out what are your requirements, what are the riders that you need to have, what are do you want the insurance policy to pay premium in case you're disabled? Do you want the insurance company to be passed on to your spouse after your death? And a whole number of riders are available which can be added on to the existing policy. And these are all ratings, and these are some of the best whole life insurance companies according to the Nerd Wallet rating. But anyway, so the same companies appear like Mass Mutual, Guardian, New York Life, Northwestern Mutual, State Farm. We scan through each one of these companies and many more and see which one best suits you. But just to give you an overview of what the premium is going to be, for example, a 20-year-old person who is applying for a $500,000 whole life policy, the premium is going to be like $3,500 per year. However, at age 30, it goes up to $5,100 for $500,000, I'm telling you, and for age 40, it goes up to $7,900. It is almost 10 times more for a whole life policy compared to a a term policy for $500,000, and that was for $1 million. But the benefits of whole life insurance are totally different from the benefits of a term life insurance. So there is a place for both term insurance and for whole life insurance during the lifespan of during our lifespan, and that's an important factor to take into consideration rather than arguing term is better or whole life is better. They serve different purposes. In fact, whole life is routinely used for estate planning to plan for estate tax. So here, to summarize, we looked at the numbers, which is $7,900 for a 40-year-old person for $500,000. That's whole life, and for a 40-year-old person for $1 million, the coverage is roughly around $1,000. So as you can see, the premiums are almost like 10 to 20 times higher with the whole life, but you're getting your money back, whereas with term insurance, you don't get any money unless you don't have any cash accumulation, except, if you pass away, then your family gets the money, but you don't get any loan, you don't get any tax-free accumulation, anything like that. So this is a quick overview of different types of insurances, and there is a place for a term insurance and also whole life insurance. And in the young adult population where they have small children and they are working, the combination of term and a small amount of whole life will make a lot more sense, because as they get older, when they need emergency funds, when they need money to pay for something, or they need supplemental income for their retirement, that's when it makes sense. So give us a call. We'll be happy to meet with you, and we will guide you through and see what is the best policy that meets your requirement, not only today, tomorrow, but as long as you're alive. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM. Thank you so much, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.